Hello, today I'm back down by the lake. I'm on the lake shore and it's kind of a weird time of day, so I realise that the it's going to be going light and dark, and maybe that's a good thing for an Aqabal day, the darkness and the light being bridged together. But I just thought that the volcanoes looked so spectacular across the lake today. It just felt like a really appropriate backdrop to introduce to you. So today is the day 13 Aqabal, and I'm going to be talking to you about the Trecena of K'at, which begins tomorrow. So the Trecena of K'at is a very important Trecena because it contains the day Wajxakib, which is probably one of the most important days of the calendar itself. Wajxakib is the beginning of the new cycle of ceremonies. It's the initiation day on which many new Mayan day keepers, Mayan priests, Wajxakib, are initiated. So here we are on this day 13 Aqabal. 13 Aqabal in the Mayan cross is the conception day of 8 bats, okay? And so this means that it's today that we could say that the seed is being planted, the conception is happening, the conception from the ancestors, the conception from spirit world is happening to provide the birth on Wajxakib, okay? Tomorrow is when it gets planted. When we look through the calendar, one of the things that we can kind of see is that we have this evolution of humanity, whether we're talking about new life coming into the world or whether we're talking about the evolution of humanity overall. Aqabal can represent the conception, the bridge between the light and the darkness as we go through time. But we can also see Aqabal as like the physical conception, and then K'at as being the planting day, the implantation day, where that fertilized egg implants into the womb. And what we see often on the actual glyph for the Nawal K'at is that it rather looks like we have like this little bit that goes down like that. It looks like kind of like a hole in the ground, and up here we have something that looks like a seed that's dropping into this hole in the ground. And so it's a planting day, it's an implantation day, and of course this is the beginning of everything. We plant our seeds and these are what grow. So the Nawal K'at, the Trecena of K'at, is all about new planting. If we look into the mythology, the cosmology, we are the corn people. We're the fourth emanation of beings on this planet, and we're seen as being the corn people. And of course we are planted, we sprout, we grow, we flower, we fruit, we wither, we die, we return to the earth only to be resurrected. Just as the maize plants grow from the earth, they flower, they fruit, then the maize dries out, the seeds drop, it's replanted and it's born again. Okay, so this is one of the ways that we can see humans and maize kind of like being together in this way. The day of K'at is all about gathering. It's about gathering of our abundance. It's about working out what we want to keep in our net, what we want to harvest, what we want to let go of. And so the Trecena of K'at is all about these themes. It's seeing what we can gather together, what we can create, how we fill our net, what abundance comes to us, and also what we can let go of. Maybe there's stuff that we don't need to drag around with us anymore. Maybe there's stuff in our net that's become a burden to us. The day of K'at is also about releasing attachment. So what we see is this balance. And so we can't say it's just about gathering our abundance, it's just about gathering our harvest, and we can't say that it's just about releasing our attachments. It's understanding the balance between the two. It's understanding that the whole thing is a cycle, that some things have come into our life to support us, to sustain us, to help us to grow, to help us on our journey, and some things helped us for a while. Now we've got to let go of them. Now we've got to return them to where they came so that we can allow new stuff to come into our net. So it's understanding what to hold on to, what to let go of as we move into this new cycle, this new ceremonial cycle. So As we go through, we're going to begin on the day 1 K'at. Now 1 K'at is a great day for planting something new, planting a new idea, planting a new concept, planting something new into the ground, into the womb as it would be, in order for it to grow. It's a day when we can look at the potential of our harvest, or the potential of what we're going to collect in the future. It's a great day for letting go of stuff so that new stuff can come in. Now, the number 1 always represents this idea of the seed. So we have these two kind of like seeds coming together. But really what we see with that is that it needs encouragement. It needs water, it needs fertilizer in order to come into what it can fruit into, in order to kind of like grow and develop. And so this might be a day when you're looking at what you can release. You're looking at what can grow into the future. But you might need a little nudge, you might need a little assistance, a little help from what's around you. This is our fertilizer. It's the advice, it's the encouragement from our friends and family of what you could potentially collect, what you could potentially plant, what could potentially be your fruition. What plans, what dreams, what ideas you want to plant right now to develop in this coming cycle. What you can let go of. And this is in particular where we might need a little nudge, because sometimes we don't want to let go of stuff. Sometimes we don't feel ready to release what it is that we know that we've got to let go of if we're in order to grow, okay? And so this is where you might seek the advice of your friends, your family, the encouragement, the support of your friends and family in order to let go of what's holding back your growth. Because this is all about growth. This is all about filling our net. And sometimes we've got to make room in our net in order for it to be able to contain more. You know, it's like we can't carry around the whole stuff, the same old stuff all the time. We've got to refresh, we've got to renew. And so we see this all coming in with 1 K'at, gaining the encouragement, the feeling about how to let go of stuff that we don't need to drag around anymore. From 1 K'at, we move into 2 Kan. So Kan, there's the Nawal of power and wisdom. It's the Nawal of our body lightning, the energy that we have, our Ki, our Chi, our Kundalini, all of those kind of things. It's all about wisdom. And the number 2 can be seen very much as, well, it might be about lovers, it might be about relationships, it might be about duality as well. It's very black and white, the number 2. And so when we see 2 and Kan come together, this is kind of like about seeing things in black and white, maybe seeing things for really what they are, seeing past illusions within relationships through to the truth of the matter, through to the true energy. It can also be kind of using our wisdom to see things in black and white. Maybe we had the wool pulled over our eyes in some way or something like that. So 2 can help to bring about this wisdom that helps us to see through the illusion to the truth. Now Kan is also the Nawal of the teacher. Kan is also the Nawal of empowering others. And so this is kind of like using our understanding of light and dark, of seeing the whole picture through the light and the dark in order to bring wisdom and empower others. From 2 Kan, we move into 3 Kame. Kame being the ancestors, Kame being the Nawal of death, and Kame being the Nawal of spiritual transformation. And the number 3 asking us to look inside ourselves. Okay, Kame is also about facing our fears. And sometimes it's kind of like we've got to look inside ourselves and see what we really fear. What's in here? What's in our hearts? Where's our connection with our ancestors in our hearts? So 3 is asking us to look inside in order to transform internally, in order to bring that out into the world. Maybe connect with our ancestors through our hearts in order to help to gain the energy to face our fears, to move forward and transform. From 3 Kame, we then move into 4 Kech. Now this is one of those combinations where we have like both the number and the Nawal representing very similar things or having similar themes. Kech is the Nawal of the natural world, of the mountains, the wilderness, the trees, all the greenness and all that kind of thing. But it's also the Nawal of the animals being the 4-legged ones. And we see it with the number 4. So this is really about putting our physical 4 feet down. It's very much about grounding into the natural world, getting surrounded by the natural environment, going out and getting in kind of like physical contact with the earth. And K'at is all about receiving the messages from the natural world, the guidance from the natural world. Okay, so we're in the Trecena of K'at. We're looking about what we want to keep, what we want to get rid of. We're looking at what we want to gestate, what we want to plant to go forward. Okay, and here on the day for K'at, this is where we might go and consult with nature, see what we physically want to keep in our bag and what we want to let go of. K'at can also be very much about engaging with the spiritual leader. And here it's kind of like, okay, let's use this practically, because 4 is very practical, very down to earth, very grounded. Okay, so for K'at is a great day to get out in nature. Go and kind of like, if you're looking for answers, if you're looking at kind of like what you want to release yourself from, what you don't want to drag forward, for K'at brings us a physical strength through our connection with nature in order to take that ahead. From 4 K'at, we then move into 5 Anil. Okay, so Anil, the harvest, Anil, the ripening, Anil, looking at how we want to take things forward, how we're going to yellow things, how we're going to mature. Also, what brings us joy, because Anil is deeply joyful. You know, when we bring in that harvest, when we reap our harvest after 260 days of hard work in our milpa, we can bring that in. And so Anil is this yellowness, this golden nature, and it's fun-loving, it's happiness. But the number 5 represents this one hand. It's about that work, it's about putting our energy into it. Okay, so 5 Anil is saying put your energy into bringing into ripeness that which brings you joy in the world. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that on 5 Anil that which brings you joy is going to drop into your lap, but if you put a bit of energy into it, it might just do that. Okay, so put your energy into your ripening, put your energy into where you want to go, how you want to mature, the maturity that you want to be within yourself, your spiritual maturity, your physical maturity, what you want to bring in through your harvest, through your crop, whatever projects, plans you're working on. This is a great day to be putting your energy, your work into it, into bring them to fruition. From 5 Anil, we then move into 6 Toch. So Toch, service, payment. We've received this abundance from Anil. Now we're going to give back through Toch. So 6 Toch is a great day to be making our offerings. It's a great day to be doing our service work, to be looking after our community. And how? Well, the 6 is about physical stability. It's also about what we do with our family. And so this is a great day to be of service within your family. It's a great day to bring stability, not just through physical service, but combining that with the divine masculine and divine feminine essences and bringing those in. From 6 Toch, we move into 7 Tzi. Now, 7 Tzi, Tzi is the dog, it's the guide, it's the guardian. It's that which takes us up through life. And here we see it on top of the pyramid, and in some ways, in some shapes, in some forms, the Tzi element can be our guide. It's our spirit guide. And here we see it's taken us to the top of the mountain. It's taken us to the end of our journey. And some people will see 8 bats as the beginning of the calendar itself. And so here we see 70 as the last day of the journey. Our old guide has taken us to the top of the mountain, ready to choose where we want to go from there, ready for the new day, the new ceremonial cycle, ready for initiation. So it's like our faithful, loving and loyal guide has taken us to as far as they can take us. This is 70 could be seen as the death of the old guide in order to bring the new initiation in. Okay, so 70 can be standing on top of the pyramid, standing on top of the mountain, looking ahead of you and seeing what brings you faith, seeing what you have faith in, seeing where your loyalties lie, and making choices, making decisions as to how you want to develop from there. From 70 we move into Wajxakib bats, 8 bats. As I said, the most sacred day of the calendar. Now here in Guatemala, we'll find that many of the altars around the place will be in use. in San Marcos La Laguna. We're going to have a big ceremony up here on Sanco Hill, just off to my right here, with Wajxakib from the village, Wajxakib from other areas of Guatemala coming in. In Momostenango, all the altars will be in use as the Mayan day keepers make their ceremonies on this special day. It's a day on which many new day keepers will be initiated, will be given their barra sagrada in order to move forward as new day keepers. It's a day on which the old weaving and the new weaving, 1 bats and 7 bats, come together on 8 bats as the baton is passed from the teachers to the initiates. Okay, so this is about bringing together the old and the new to complete the beauty, bringing together the entirety of the calendar, bringing together the new work and the old work. Okay, and so this is a very, very, very important day of ceremony. As I say, if we can consider it something like akin to maybe Christmas Day for like how the rest of the Western world might be to perceive it, a very holy day, a very special day of initiation within the calendar. From Wajxakib we then move into the path of life, the day 9 So we have the path, the day, the number 9, which represents life. It represents the divine feminine. It's the number of lunations that we spend in the womb. So 9 is a day of our life path. This could be seen as kind of like, you know, the second day of the new year. We've been born in Wajxakib, we've been initiated in Wajxakib, and here we are setting off on our life path. So it's a great day to look at your life path. Where's it taking you? What's it going to do? 9 can be an excellent day for making a journey, something which is aligned with your life path. From 9 we're then going to go into 10 Ach. 10 Ach, the harmony of the home. Ach, the baston carried by the elders. Ach, the harmony within society. And it's a great day to remind our leaders of their duty, because we have these two things coming together. We have Ach, which is the leader of society, and we have the number 10, which is all about agreements. It's all about harmony, creating harmony in the home, creating harmony in our society. So 10 Ach is very attached to those two things. It's like those two things coming together. It's about helping to be a leader within our community. It's like making agreements, harmonizing with our society. And 10 Ach is a great day to ask and to look for that from our leaders, to ask for our leaders to have the strength, the bravery and the courage to do the right thing in order to bring harmony in society. From 10 Ach we move into 11 Ish. So from Ach, the Nawal of the Father, we move into Ish, the Nawal of the Mother, the Nawal of Mother Earth, the Nawal of the sacred nature of Mother Earth, all the beauty that she has around us. Ish, also the Nawal of the magical being within each one of us. Ish, the Nawal of the sacred spaces with which we connect through Mother Earth. So 11 Ish, what can we see about that? Well, 11 we see as understanding many directions, many different things. And so 11 Ish might be looking at the diversity of beauty within Mother Earth, looking at the sacred nature through all her different aspects and connecting through many different ways. And these ways might not necessarily seem connected at first. It might be a kind of like the 11 we see as going in many different directions, and we don't know exactly which direction we're going to go into next. But it's all about collecting these different ideas from these different sacred spaces. So maybe there's a lot of different sacred sites that you've been to. Maybe you pick up a little bit of the magic from each one, a little bit of your connection to Mother Earth from each one. 11 Ish is where you might be able to piece it together. From 11 Ish, we move into 12 Tzikin. So Tzikin, the visionary. Tzikin, looking at our prosperity for the future, where we're going to take it. Now, when I talk about prosperity, I'm not talking about financial prosperity, although that can be a part of it. What I'm talking about is how our planet can prosper, how our children can thrive, how our environment can thrive. And Tzichin is the vision. Tzichin is about bringing together the vision, having the wholeness of the vision. When you can see far ahead, you're looking at long-term plans. You're looking at how you can help our planet to thrive and our children to thrive. And what we see here with the number 12 is this is about bringing together all of your life's experience in order to manifest your vision into the world. Okay, so it's everything that you've learned in your experiences through life which can help everything to prosper for our future. So it's working out how to bring in your vision by using your life experience. And then from 12 Tzichin, we're going to finally end up in 13 Achmach as our ending point of our journey through the K'at Trecena. Well, what 13 Achmach is about? Achmach is about pardon and forgiveness. Achmach is about embracing each other as human beings and recognizing that we don't always get it right. And the 13, well, that's the spirit world. That's the ancestors. So 13 Achmach might be a day to ask for the pardon of the ancestors. And 13 Achmach can also be, possibly more importantly, the day on which we can repair ancestral damage. Sometimes we're carrying an energy which is not necessarily something that we created. Sometimes we're carrying something which came from our ancestors. Sometimes something that our ancestors did might have been seen as acceptable to them then, but we don't see as acceptable in this world. We're here to help to repair the lineage. We're here to ask for forgiveness on behalf of our ancestors. We're here to help to repair that damage, to create a new world. And 13 Achmach is exactly there. Now, the other way that we could see it is maybe we're not exactly what our ancestors had envisaged for their future. And 13 Achmach is where we're here to ask for their forgiveness. Maybe we didn't turn out exactly what they wanted, but we're living our mission. We're working with our mission, okay? But maybe we need to ask their forgiveness as well. So it's a massive day of forgiveness. It comes from the ancestors, it comes from the spirit world. Maybe there's something that you can't quite get over in your life that is really holding you back from your progress. You know, in the beginning we were talking about one cat. We're talking about cutting some bonds that are stopping you from progressing. And here we're talking about the forgiveness that comes from spirit. And so maybe this is spirit empowering you to get over something, to forgive that something you've always felt unforgivable in your life. So 13 Achmach can be a powerful day. It may but not be the best day to, let's say, carry out your mission critical kind of like tasks, because Achmach is a day on which we might be asking forgiveness and things might not exactly run according to plan. And with the number 13 bringing these high and strong energies in, this might be a day to really kind of like sit and reflect on where you choose to forgive, what you choose to forgive in life. Maybe it's kind of like to help you to release some kind of ancestral forgiveness, some kind of ancestral connection. Maybe something happened to your grandmother, your grandfather, your father, your mother, that was not, they didn't manage to resolve in their lifetime. Maybe you're here at this moment in time to resolve that on their behalf by forgiving either the people that caused an issue for them, or maybe to ask forgiveness from the people they caused an issue to. Either way, it's an opportunity to heal and forgive, and it's something to do with spirit. And so it's on a different plane of existence to what we're working in. So this has been the Trecena of K'at. I hope that it's been of use to you, and I look forward to making another video in 13 days' time. Thank you.